kicking my ass off over here.
Nice. What's the gig?
It's a studio shoot in Chicago. We'll be here for a few weeks.
Congratulations.
That's about all I can say about it. Thank you. It's going to be wonderfully boring, I think.
Well, there's good food in Chicago, Dearson. I'm sure you'll get through it somehow.
We already hit it last night. It's a pretty damn good area we're in.
I got a list if you ever need anything. Okay.
I'll take anything special you got. We're definitely on the hunt right now for making that list.
Oh, just send me a note and I'll hit you up. Okay.
All right, cool. Thanks. We hit a fantastic place last night called Sepia that had a pretty amazing tasting menu with wine pairings and stuff.
Where are you in town? Downtown somewhere?
Yeah, in the West Loop.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I got stuff.
Cool.
Purple Pig.
Yeah.
Purple Pig?
I was gonna
Purple
say,
Pig. They do their own charcuterie and great wine selection.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Hopefully they're still open.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll send you a list. Don't worry.
Do you know Jason Roberski, Patrick?
I do, yeah.
He knows all the good eats in Chicago, and he lives right in town. So
Oh, cool.
I can hook you up if you guys want.
The Girl and the Goat. Go to the Girl and the Goat.
That's on our list already. That's pretty
And
good.
if they say they don't have a reservation, go early and sit at the bar. They'll serve you dinner.
All right, cool. Thank you. Good to know. I'll note that on our list.
God, you better be there for 3 weeks. You got a few restaurants.
What
Yeah, but
about Lenny?
we're gonna end up spending more than we make on this damn gig going to the restaurants we got on this list.
Yeah, like I said, what about Alinea? You know, or any of Access places?
Hey, Patrick, you have a couple doors open there. You might want to shut them.
Oh, screw that. That's other people's job.
I literally just walked in the door from my house being fumigated, so I thought I'd say hello for a few minutes before I unpack.
Oh, Jesus.
Where are you? I can hear you talking. Oh, there you are. Yeah.
The bug infestation,
Yep. Termites.
Florida.
Yep.
He's
So
in California.
Termites, those are bad.
so all of our food had to go in these little bags right here. If you can see, let's see here, right there.
Oh, shit. What a
So
pain in the
whole house-
ass.
Yeah.
Look on the
Yeah.
bright side. At least you don't have termites on the sailboat. It could be worse.
That is true. You make a very valid point.
Oh, so what do you have to do now? Hose off all the bags to be able to unpack them, or
Yeah. So
dump them in-
everything's like double bagged, and you cut it in, you still get the gas that comes out. So we'll see. I'm a little nervous about eating some of the food.
Better you than me. I've already been down the termite road once.
As much as I have burnout on our friggin' federal government, I hope that Strickland shows up because I'm sure that there is some juicy updates for today. Yeah. It's been an interesting couple of days.
NAM did a really good interview with both Trump strategic strategy advisor and a Biden strategy advisor. It's on the NAM website if you're curious.
That's cool. Post a link.
I will find it right now.
I just love when politicians draw lines in the sand. Now,
Here's
this one.
here's the update. People talked about a bunch of stuff and they might do something someday, or they might not.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah.
You
Trying to help.
saved us all a whole bunch of time and anxiety.
Yeah.
You're
I mean, I'm not
amazing.
as eloquent as I'm neither as eloquent nor as intelligent as Michael, but I'm pretty sure that's what he'd say.
Yeah,
And sandpaper for everybody for toilet paper.
there you go. And by the way, you testers, Chris, you're dropping like flies.
That's what?
You people testing the thing. The what's it called?
Vaccine. What? Pfizer's still going strong. You're talking
No,
about
but
some of the companies that paused, yeah.
Well, some dude died in Brazil today, I think. who was given
You
the
know-
virus.
Who was given a virus?
No, he was given he was testing the thing. What the hell is it called? The word that I'm
Vaccine?
trying to think of.
Vaccine.
It's
Thank
called a
you.
vaccine, and the guy that died got the placebo. That's how that works.
Yeah, he never got the actual vaccine, according to AstraZeneca.
If we weren't woke, I'd have a lot to say about that.
Did you hear, and I don't know if this is true, Steve Warren, they're actually going to start injecting people in the UK with coronavirus to test. Is this true?
Whoa, I don't know. I have to say, I haven't heard that one.
It was in the Daily Mail today.
I will tell you, I'll have a look at that. I'll just search that right now. But my business partner, the other major shareholder in Avalite, Rick, he is also in one of the vaccine tests, same as Chris. You're the two guys I know, man. So I'm just watching the pair of you very carefully. I'm keeping a very close eye
I'm
on
doing
him.
great. I just lost another 3 pounds, so I'm pretty happy.
What is it?
Yeah,
a
Chris, if you don't
diet
show up to
or
one of
a-
these meetings, we're all going to panic.
Flesh-eating disease now? Is that what it gave you?
Gotta say, it's braver than me.
Yeah, it gave me abs.
Nice.
Oh God.
So it's like Spider-Man. You got bit and just got ripped.
Yeah, exactly what's happening. I'm just getting shredded. I'm losing weight. The hair on my head's not growing back, but on my beard it seems to be in overdrive.
Nice.
Is
So
is this circle bar thing happening on Friday, Marcel? That you and
It
Loader
is.
and
it is. So we haven't announced anything yet, but we're about to, and that is actually why I put my background up as it is. So we are doing a circle bar happy hour on, or what is it officially called, Ben?
I think you have to say LDI Circle Bar Happy Hour.
LDI, we make events.
Oh, sorry. LDI,
Circle Bar.
we make events.
Circle Bar Drunk Fest.
nice.
It's on
TM.
Friday, and it is from 6 till 8 p.m.
Jesus.
in London, 6 till 8 p.m. in New York, East Coast, and 6 till 8 p.m. California, LA time.
You're gonna have
And
Open bar, right?
3 iterations of this.
Say which
there are 3 of them.
3 sessions. Marcel, I have to say, man, I think that was a stroke of genius, your timing. It's just so clear. It's great. Same time in 3 different time zones. It's just.
Well, that's just because I'm old and it's easier to remember, Steve. That's all.
I love it.
Well, and the math, the math works out, everyone, because we usually spend about 6 hours drinking at the Circle Bar every night anyway. So
Exactly.
Fucking loaded.
What's funny is there are these other groups that are doing circle bar roundup parties. So it's like I'm starting to drink on Friday from like 2 p.m. till 8 p.m. I'm gonna be
Perfect.
fucked.
Circle bar staggering session.
At least I'll be on my couch. It's fine.
So wait, Marcel, are you going to be at all 3 so you can be like completely smashed?
I'm going to start out at all 3, but I'm not going to stay for the full 2 hours at all 3, I don't think. No.
That's what you think, mate. We're gonna get you fucking mashed up before you leave ours. You ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the good news about virtual happy hours is that you can actually walk out without people going, come on, stay here. Come on, buddy. One more.
I'm gonna be calling you on your cell phone repeatedly if you leave.
All right. I can block you. I've
Yeah.
blocked
And
bigger
hope-
names.
hope-
I've blocked bigger names.
I'm sure you have.
Hopefully nobody pulls a Jeffrey Tobin.
Oh God. That is friggin' funny. And this is one of the things where I'm jealous of the liberal side of things, because you guys can get away with shit like that. A minute, blink, it's gone, right? Have somebody on the conservative media side do that, and oh my God, it's going to be in headline news for days. I mean, does everyone know what we're talking about with this guy?
Marcel, no politics.
Yeah, let me stand up and show you.
Please. Please.
Patrick,
Yeah.
do your impersonation. Do your Jeffrey impersonation.
Oh my God, he's touching it.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, Dearson. Oh my God, that was way too much. That was too much.
Don't laugh, I'm Irish.
That was too much. We're gonna have to censor this call.
Ellen's looking really closely at the screen. It was pretty small.
It's nothing to brag about, but with 200 pounds behind it, you'll feel something, honey.
It may not go in very far, but it bangs the hell out of the sides.
Blunt trauma.
Well,
YouTube's totally taking this off the air.
Hey, Marcel, if I could just pull it back just for a minute from the penis conversation. I just want to, I've got to raise my hat to Bud Horowitz, man. You absolutely smashed it this week. Bud was on a presentation for Martin. And it overran it's a 1 hour presentation. It went on for a fucking hour and a half, Bud, man. They wouldn't let you leave. But you did really well. I have to say, I was so impressed.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was great. It was informative. I mean, he's done shows in the most crazy places in the world, and absolutely
I've done
nuts.
shows in 74 or 75 countries.
Wow. And you had all the photos to show it. I mean, they were just absolutely stunning locations.
And that was great hearing from you, Bud, and the Gianni stories and everything. That was one of, we're getting a lot of great feedback from that.
Oh, cool. Great.
Thank you.
There were a lot of people listening to that.
Yeah.
Greg, if you have a link, can you post it?
Yeah, I mean, Bud's will be up, I think, the day after tomorrow. I will post it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they haven't put it up on the website yet of the playback, but I think tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're just, it's something that came out on accident. It was just, it was sort of, we wanted to do training kind of for the industry, but more importantly, by the industry. And although we've had select few, we've had over 100 executed learning sessions, all done by you guys. I mean, from Ravitz to so on and so forth. And we've been fortunate enough to pay everybody for their time, and it's totaled up to over $100,000. So
yeah, I was Holiday this morning and Ethan Weber tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention that is a really cool thing that I remember when you came to me and told me about that, Greg, that you were going to be paying people to come in and do these training things. And obviously at a time like this, if you can convert some of your marketing budget over to actually give back to the industry, it's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah,
I like it. Bravo.
And the cool thing is, many of the designers just opted to donate it to a protege or someone that needed it maybe more than them, and that's the kind of stuff that was touching and cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's very cool.
But check it out. I'll post.
Well, actually, what the designer should do is just sign it and hand the check back to Martin. Sorry, just kidding. Let's face it, we all need the money right now.
Boy, now.
So yeah. Yep. So what else? Cosmo's doing a cool little project. He sent me pictures today of a little rock and roll bar thing. What is that place? It's called an art studio or something, but you're putting like Ayrton Versa pics in there. That doesn't sound like art.
It's, Jerry Harvey, the in-ear guy, his ex-wife, they're still friends. She started this, it's like an art space, she calls it. And during the day, it's like an art classroom for kids, but I mean, it's for adults too. It's like anything from finger painting to learning how to play a piano.
There are some people on this call that I think could benefit from some finger painting, to be honest.
At night, it's a regular bar, a beer and wine bar, but it's a big, huge space. It's she's got the stage. You saw the photo, and she just Jerry's putting in the sound, so it's obviously it's going to be properly done there. And she wanted lights, and I said sure. So a lot of it's just some LED bars, not really any moving fixtures because it's too small. But I wanted a rock and roll punch, so that's where I got those Ayrton Versa pics. And man, they're great in there.
They're kick ass. Yeah, they're very cool.
And we programmed a bunch of stuff that they can just play with, and it's a great thing. I'll probably be heading there this weekend. So
very cool. Love it.
Yeah, and it's she has money, so she paid me fairly, and she probably spent about $18,000 on lights alone. So that was a good
that's
good
cool
little system.
So, any other interesting gigs besides Cosmo and Patrick Dearson?
My towers have loaded in at Bryant Park, so that's exciting. I'm gonna go focus them on sometime early next week, probably Monday.
And what is that, Diana?
The Bryant Park Winter Village. It's the skating rink. It used to have some pavilions, but this year obviously no pavilions because no indoor spaces.
Right.
Is year 4, and we're using the same outdoor fixtures. We're going to see if they've held up because they stayed out there from October through March. What is that, like 5 months? So this will be the 4th year on those fixtures. We'll see how well they survive.
Cool. And that's fake ice, right?
No,
Or is it
it's
real
ice. It's real ice.
It's real ice.
That's
Yeah.
real. It's fun. It's fun when it's not COVID.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on skates for the first time in my life.
Leave it to the Canadian to get snooty about what kind of ice you're using.
Shut up, Dearson.
Hey, Diana, if you need somebody to focus, I could use some work. So,
You know, what's interesting is we used to have this crewing company that, you know, I'm not going to name any names here, that we really adored, but the provider's not using an outside company for labor this year. They're going in-house because they got so many people sitting around. It's weird. It's weird.
I also posted the link. Tomorrow is the last day of the Live Design Achievement Awards, and there are some really great, talented people on that list.
Taking a closer look at the.
So I posted the link in the chat. So if you guys haven't voted, please do.
Nice.
Go vote. And go vote. Don't forget to go vote.
Oh, hell yeah.
Are we talking like politics vote or live design?
Both.
Both.
Hey, I don't know about any of you guys, but if you're in the know here, we have early voting in a bunch of different places, so that way it'll alleviate the lines, and you don't have to do absentee in case you're uncomfortable with the idea that absentee ballots get counted later or differently or whatever. So we've actually discovered we're gonna do camping chairs and a cooler, and we're gonna stake out our early voting. We're gonna show up like it's tickets to I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Ticketmaster, waiting in line before the internet.
That's what we're gonna do. That's how we're voting this year.
Yeah, I actually did a official ballot Dropbox and got a text back that my ballot was received.
I went to the elections board office and just dropped mine off.
Yeah, there's tracking in Jersey, so you can keep an eye on what your ballot's doing and whether it's been checked in before Election Day.
Does anybody know if in New York they're still doing the old thing where if it's an absentee ballot, they'll count it only if, it's a close call, or is it actually going to be counted normally this year?
And I think it's counted normally.
I think they would have to this year. God.
Yeah, I tried to do a little research and didn't get a solid answer.
I have no idea. No clue.
Have you voted, Marcel?
I have. Yeah, I did the absentee. I've done absentee voting for, I think, as long as they've had it. So, why?
Right,
because I'm antisocial.
You live in
not
Florida.
not because of any other reason.
You live in Florida, and it's okay to absentee vote in Florida because they do it right down there.
Yeah. Okay.
No concerns about Florida counting.
Yeah, we don't have the greatest election night record here in Florida, but
yeah, I think you've been
whatever.
in the Supreme Court like twice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah. We must be being treated unfairly. I don't know. Something wrong with that. I don't know what it is.
I went down to the
So-
one by my house this morning, and there must have been 200 people in line at 10 o'clock. So that's going to get put off till another day.
Yeah, they've said that there's more people absent or like early voting than at this who have voted from this point than in 2016, like by millions. So,
And Mark, where are you?
Las Vegas.
You are Vegas.
Yeah.
Which area? Which voting
South.
center did you go to?
Like Silverado Ranch and Eastern. There's a Target.
Yeah, because I
And they
went
got
to
the big tent
Arroyo.
up there. Yeah.
Yeah, the same thing. I went to the Arroyo one, and Sunday and it was very easy. I don't think we waited more than 8 minutes to go in.
My wife did it yesterday morning, right when it opened. She was like fourth in line at 7 a.m. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Apparently, people are sleeping in before they go vote.
I have to make an embarrassing admission, which is that I've only been legal to vote for, I don't know, 10 years or something since I got my citizenship. When was it? 2006, so 14
But you've
years.
been voting for 15?
No.
Why is that embarrassing?
No, I voted. Yeah. No, because I don't know how to vote in person. I've always done absentee voting. I've never voted in person. I have no idea what that experience is like.
It's not as interesting as it used to be.
Marcel, in
Yeah.
Florida, it's exactly the same. You fill out the ballot on the little piece of paper in the polling thing, just like the absentee. It's exact same ballot.
Yeah.
One you put in an envelope and you mail or you drop off. The other one you put in the scanner yourself.
No, I don't care what it's like. I'm just saying I've never experienced it. I don't.
It's just like it is in Canada, but 10 times bigger.
You know, gone are the
remember if I
the
ever
wonderful
voted in
days with the
Canada.
little pull lever.
I know.
Up in
Don't you guys
New
vote up
York,
Don't you guys
up
vote
in
there?
New York in the Catskills, we have our polling place at the Grange, and we still use the old machines with the little pull
Yes.
levers and the curtain that's just behind
And it
you.
hums like it's radiating.
Ours are not automated. Ours are fully manual.
No, it's totally manual. For some reason, there's still a hum, and then there's this giant lever, and everything. Yeah, I miss those. It was very dramatic. It made it very official.
They actually have like fast pass stuff here in New York now. You can go in and like scan it. You just go straight to the thing. It's pretty cool.
Hi, guys.
Are you on site, Lynn?
I'm saying hi from the Board of Elections in Orlando, where I'm working right now, but I wanted to stop in and say hi.
Hello, and here we are talking about voting.
I know. So it's like going gangbusters here. So anyways, I have to get off, but maybe I'll get a synopsis of the call. And sorry, I'm going to miss you. I'm doing
No
this
worries.
for two weeks and also voting. So
You're doing more important work, Lynn. Thank you.
Bravo for you, Lynn. Bravo.
Thanks
Thank
for
you very
stopping by,
much.
Lynn.
Bye.
Marcel, do we have Strickland on tonight?
I don't think so. Michael, are you here? I don't think so. I didn't see him. He said he would. I want to share with you guys this thing from a friend of mine here. So this is a buddy of mine named Bill Bucknam, who sent me this, and I just laughed. It's kind of funny. I cannot talk to you because I'm a poll watcher for Trump. So I guess Trump is just, I don't know how he selects these people or whatever, but it just seemed kind of funny to me.
What is this person's function?
Watches the poll.
I guess Trump's campaign has people, they don't trust the election.
It's on both sides. It's on both sides. They
Oh,
have
is
on-
it?
Yeah, it's on both sides. They're allowed to have watchers. A lot of times watchers they can be anybody in the community, but a lot of times are people that are already associated in some way with campaigning, not necessarily that campaign, but they're
Right.
hired to just come in and make sure that there's honesty going on. My sister does it, and there's a number of times she's caught people trying to cheat in different things. She's done it in the Haitian community here in Miami, and the amount of possible things where people are coming in and saying, "Oh, I don't have my," they're basically falsifying IDs
Yeah.
in some cases, and it's hard to tell.
Interesting.
So that's what they're there to do. They're there just to make sure people are honest, and both sides. So if there's somebody who spots something that's representing the Republican candidate, let's say, then the Democratic watcher comes over, and together they decide, along with oftentimes an attorney that's on site, to make sure
Wow.
that things are copacetic and either let people go through or kick them out
How many years has this happened?
It's been going
for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a big thing in, I think, Philly, where they kicked out poll watchers. They're allowed to have poll watchers on day of election in certain, I mean, there are different bylaws for each state, but I guess in Florida, you can do it through all the early voting too. I don't
Poll
know.
watching for me always meant something completely different. I just,
Oh,
sorry.
I've never been there. I've never seen anything.
Don't even know what you're talking about. So, well, I mean, it is LDI week. You know, we would be in Vegas.
Probably watching polls too.
Oh, Bert!
What else is going on? Who's got gigs?
I had 10 days.
Jeff has one.
We've had a few small gigs. We did a couple of interesting, and we have one coming up next Thursday. These are a drive-through real estate drive-through events for commercial or industrial real estate. So, a client who has brand new industrial warehouses. We're talking about 300,000 square foot warehouses, and they bring out brokers. And in the past, they've actually had, like last year, one of the buildings, we did a Super Bowl thing. So we did a tent inside of this brand new 300,000 square foot industrial space. And we put an air conditioned tent inside of it, and we set up activations for them, you know, the Super Bowl football themed activations. And brokers came out, you know, about 150 brokers came out, and they were wined and dined for about an hour and a half while their presentation was made to them. They got to play for a little bit as everybody arrived with the activations, and then off they went. This year, because of social distancing, they couldn't do a hands-on event like that. So what they decided to do was have a drive-through, and you know, I came up with an idea with them, and we literally created an event with people one end of each of the buildings at one end, and at the other end have ramps. So people came up a ramp, and we had a video wall about let me think, it was about 9 feet wide, 6 feet high video wall, something I can't think of the exact dimensions, next to an arrival tent. And at that arrival tent, there was hospitality people from the real estate, from the developer, who handed swag bags to each vehicle and to each person in a vehicle, although most vehicles were one person in a vehicle, but a few had two. And they would hand a swag bag to them, which had materials related to the event itself. Then they followed cones that we set up through this massive warehouse, and a point where they had to stop. And we created so that only 2 vehicles at a time would stop in front of a giant 20-foot video wall. And they stopped right there. They watched a 1.5-minute video presentation broadcast over FM radio. So we had short range FM transmitter. So they tuned into the car, and that video wall, that first video wall, actually asked everybody, at this time, please tune your radio to the frequency that we had set up for that location.
Ah, interesting.
Then as they got to the screen, the presentation began. They listened to the presentation, and then they drove through the rest of the way through the warehouse. And at the end, just before they exited, was another tent and another smaller video wall. That smaller video wall, same size as the first one, next to the other tent, basically said, "Thank you very much. You know, we appreciate. Please stop up ahead where the tent was to grab a box lunch." And they literally had Chick-fil-A box lunches for all the guests to come through, and a $50 Best Buy gift card for everybody as they exited the building. So that turned out real good. We have another.
Oh, frozen.
That's not nice, cutting them off, Marcel.
That wasn't me. Come on, man. I didn't do it.
You're just practicing for the debate tomorrow. You know, let's mute him.
It's interesting. I was thinking through that whole presentation, wow, it's crazy how much people have to do to sell commercial real estate these days. You know, it's unreal.
Well, they do the broker events. They do the broker events every year anyway. The difference is that, you know, social distancing, how can we do it? You know, it's a dog and pony show. Here's our space. We want you all to go out to your customers to sell, the space. So the developer develops, they manage and develop the property. They don't actually sell it. They let these realtors who have potential clients do the selling.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Makes sense. Any other gigs?
OSA is doing the audio for the debates.
Who is?
OSA? Yeah. So I haven't talked to who's going to be the one with their finger on the button.
That'll be funny.
That'd be a fun gig.
I'll ask them. They're actually on my project here. I'll see who's responsible for it.
I was wondering if they'd bring in somebody, from the media or, moderator or somebody to hit it.
I bet Trump is going to have like a Nerf gun or something that he's going to use whenever they mute him. He's going to shoot at the freaking moderator. And
It's only for the first 2 minutes, and then it's.
oh, is it really?
Yeah, that's it. That's
It's
the
2
only
minutes of uninterrupted speech.
Yeah. And then
I think that, we should probably have a meme of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse with the scythe and everything and the black hood.
It should be fun.
Yeah, it should have
We'll
been.
see you tomorrow night.
It should be fun.
We'll see you tomorrow night.
What we
Steve,
should
you-
have done is we should have moved this call to, during the debate so we could just have commentary. I actually tried to do that with Matt and Herrick, and I think everyone knows I vote opposite from Matt and Herrick, but I'm not quite as passionate as the two of them are.
No,
And I got my ass
Yeah.
kicked. I was almost crying at some point. I was like, okay, I gotta go, guys. I can't take it no more. Herrick is very passionate.
Herrick was worse. Herrick was way worse.
Oh yeah, no, you were kind. Herrick was a bit douchey, but that's all right.
Which is the
question
reason for Steve Warren. Steve, do you know Jim Ebden, audio engineer?
I know Jim.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
he sent a picture. He got the gig for doing the fake or supplemental, I guess it's called, audience sound for the World Series and the playoff series that was just before. So he's in Texas at that, I guess it's Dallas or
Arlington, yeah.
Yeah, Arlington, and he's adding the audience noise, and and it's a good paying gig. But I thought, boy, that's sweet. I don't even know if Jim enjoys baseball, but he's working. So
yeah,
A friend of mine just came back in 3 months in Orlando doing the NBA bubble, doing a PL.
Didn't Jim used to do Maroon 5?
Yes.
Yeah. I toured with him. That's how I remember him. Yeah. Herrick's wife's birthday is today, so that's why Herrick isn't on this call.
yeah, he said he wanted to stay married.
That's probably a good idea.
Kind of likes her. Yeah.
That's a good
Got
idea.
I've got an ironic, somebody mentioned the NBA bubble. I've got an ironic story there in that one of the crew who was working down there, I think it lasted pretty much 3 months end to end, and they had to keep staying. They happened to be designated to the court that was the one that kept going all the way to the end. So, they're all desperate to get home back to their families and everything. And this one guy just had to stay there right until the end. And then they thought they were free, except that on the loadout, some new local crew were brought in to do the loadout. And then it turns out they found out the day after that one of them had tested positive. So these guys now, all of the ones that were there right to the end now are in the middle of a 14-day quarantine that they have to serve as well.
No.
Ironic.
A pain in the ass.
Yeah.
2020 is just a pain in the ass. It really is. I used to laugh. I don't laugh anymore. It's just getting old at this point, I mean, it's not even one thing. It's like everything. Everything about this year is just bizarre. Hi, Griff.
Including the
Go on, man.
asteroid that's supposed to hit on November 2nd.
I love your
That's
Hard
it.
Rock bar, man. It needs people around it.
Yeah, it does. I was thinking when I was looking at that background today, I was like, I've spent way too much time and money at that bar. Like, it's ridiculous.
You closed millions of dollars of business there. What are you talking about?
No, but I spent many thousands of dollars there as well, too.
Percentages, it sounds like you did pretty good.
Thousands for millions.
Thousands for millions. Try explaining that to Gerard Cohen, though. I remember when I had to turn.
You gotta hold the check and be like, you only get this check when you sign the expense report.
I actually used to do that. I used to hand my expense report and the order sheets at the same time.
Yeah.
Bring a PO with the expense report.
There's
This
far too
guy
many
can do
people.
that.
I'm looking around this call thinking there's far too many people who know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Too many nods going on. Funny.
Angie, what were you saying earlier?
Oh, hey, yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson says there's and NASA both say there's a asteroid that might hit Earth on November 2nd.
We probably deserve it.
Oh my God.
2020,
Just
right?
Karma.
freaking hit us already. Get us out of our
Little
misery.
curious, Andy, like what part of Earth? any coordinates?
I'm hoping it's my house. It's only the While I'm size of a sleeping. refrigerator.
It's Florida.
Of
Unfortunately,
course
it's
it's
too
Florida.
small. It's not. gonna-
Roland, we're about to fix your termite problem.
Yeah.
I think it's going to hit Washington, D.C., put them all out.
Put us
We'll
out
have
of our
to start-
misery.
How big is
we'll have
this?
to start from zero.
How
It's
big
the
is
size of a school bus.
We're fine.
That's nothing.
How many
The Earth is 2/3 water, right?
Yeah. Yeah, what are the chances it'll hit like New York or something? Probably pretty good.
Yeah, if it hits the Atlantic, the tsunami's going to hit New York. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
It's
Good
the
times.
size of a school bus. It like by the time it burns up through the atmosphere, we'll be fine.
Microbus.
That is true. You know, what are the odds?
Yeah, so all the movie gigs are shooting back in New York at this point that I know of.
Huh.
All
You know,
the
I'm-
TV shows, all the movies. that
I'm
were
partially happy.
put
I'm
on
partially
pause.
happy about that for our business, but also I'm sick to death of freaking Netflix right now. Like, we need some decent shit to watch. If you're making me stay home, give me something to watch.
They actually are about to release 50 different. I just got an email. They have about 50 new shows and movies coming out on Netflix.
Who does? Oh,
Netflix.
really?
And
How
Apple-
about does anyone have anything good on Netflix?
No, but
Evil,
a good
Evil's
show.
kind of fun. The new Evil show's fun.
Evil?
Bloodline. If you're
A friend of mine
Yeah, I've
recommended
seen it.
Chicago 7, the movie.
if you get a chance and you have the HBO Max, Lovecraft Country is really really good.
Awesome
Yeah,
show.
the last,
Really.
they just finished that one.
Yeah, in the middle there, it got a little slow though in the middle, but it's the beginning and the end are excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, on Netflix, the Wicked House at Bly Manor is amazing.
Oh, is it? I watched the last like horror. What was it called? House on the Hill or something. It was so friggin' stupid.
Hill House. One thing of Hill House. Same people.
Yeah,
It's the same
that
people.
was pathetic. So I mean, if this is the same, it's like, come on.
I
It's
heard
like you
that-
watch the whole thing for 6 hours or whatever it is, and you're like, that's it.
I heard
I'm
that
3 episodes in, and
Chicago
it's
7's very good.
Yeah.
I've heard the Chicago 7 is very good. It was written by Aaron Sorkin.
Yes, that's what I've heard as well. Chicago 7, very good.
What is it about?
I've been.
The Chicago 7.
He's
you know,
too young
the-
to know, Marcia.
Yes. Oh God. And I worked with Jerry Rubin at the Palladium of
Oh, really?
the
Wow.
Chicago 7. So yeah, I guess
It's
that means
it's like the OG of protesting.
60s, Vietnam War.
yeah, probably.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
the
good way to
OG
put
of
it.
protesting.
Oh,
Um,
Martha, I had a friend go to Brooklyn Museum and saw your exhibit, and they said it was lovely.
Thank you. I must say the curator, Matthew Yokobowski, he really did a brilliant job on it.
How much longer is it open for? Do you know?
Till the 8th of November, and then it goes to Toronto, and I'm not sure where else on the tour, but I believe Toronto from December until maybe March or April of 2021.
Gotta go see it before the 8th.
What exhibit
Please
is
do.
this?
Let me know, Matt. I might be able to hook you up with a pass in or something.
Great. She did an exhibit, Studio 54, right? Yeah.
There's an exhibit at the Brooklyn Museum called Studio 54 Night Magic. And I loaned the museum some artifacts from one of the DJs from Studio 54, who I inherited a bunch of things from, including the gold record behind me. And I also worked on producing the ambient music tracks that are in the 3 rooms where the exhibit takes place.
Are there photos?
Yeah, I saw pictures. It's pretty sexy.
Are there
I asked
photos?
because I'm in Toronto, so I'd love to see it. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful exhibit. They covered, 54 was more than just a club and more than just sound and lights. It was really a pivot point of social culture in New York, and there's fashion in it. There's, some of the fashion that they've got exhibited is just really, really outstanding. Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Great, thank you.
Very
Mhm.
cool. Congratulations.
Marcia, are there photos of you dancing at Studio 54 in there?
They didn't use my photo in there, no, but I do have one of me and Randy Jones dancing at 54. Actually, I saw Gregory just put up the new calendar for Harmon Learning Sessions, and I'm been asked and am very honored to do one of their learning sessions on the 11th of November. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and if you didn't see it, thank you, Marcia. It's going to be fun. Keep this rolling in the next year, right? So if any of you or any of your audio friends, because we do some for the audio side as well, are interested, please reach out, and then we'll get you booked. We have dates booked all the way into the end of the year, and we're going to start booking into January. So you have
Greg,
out for you to top Bud Horowitz.
I'm not very interesting, and I don't know anything about audio or lighting, but I'd like to do it every 2 weeks if you're paying, if that's all right.
Your success has fooled us all if you know nothing about lighting. You've done pretty damn well. So.
Every 2 weeks, I'd like to be on your program, and if you could just send me over, an agreement, that would be good.
Yeah,
and he'd like it paid as a single day for every 6 months.
Right.
You also have to take his expense report, Greg. That's how it works.
That's in the small print.
There's always a back end load on the deal. Trust me.
I remember there was one moment when Eric Loader and I had a fairly more than fun evening, and it happened at LDI in Vegas. I don't know, 10 years ago or something, 12 years ago.
Why is Eric's head tilting like my pug's right now?
That was at Rick's, right?
It might have even been a little bit longer than that.
I wasn't there.
Eric was still relatively new at Elation at that time. And I remember Eric almost being in tears when Eric, by the way, the check came and I was almost in tears because I was like, I got this. And Eric's like, no, I insist. We got to split it. And I went, okay, give me your credit card. And when it came back and he had to sign it, he was like, oh my God, I don't know. I'm going to be fired. I don't know. How am I going to? So I actually went to Chuck Davies the next morning at the show. And I said, Chuck, you're going to get some bad news. And I want you to know it was very worthwhile. It was good business. It was well done. Eric did an amazing job representing your company. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And then I don't know, a week later or something, I get an email from Chuck saying, now I see what you're saying. I get it. And, thanks for warning me because you took a bit of the shock off, but it was quite an epic evening.
No, I mean, I walked to the booth the next morning, Sunday morning, with my tail between my legs.
Yeah, you were so scared.
Everything we've always told our sales guys not to do,
Yeah, we did. We did it well, though. We did it well.
You're like, don't do this. I'm doing it.
We did it well.
Did it rival a Brad Schiller sushi party?
Yeah, it did.
I believe you stumbled to the
Oh,
booth.
you were there. Chris, you were there?
I was there.
Oh my God, you were there. Jesus.
So,
it was an epic evening.
There you go.
Anyhow.
I'm sure Wiseman has stories that can top that. Tremendous.
He just doesn't remember them.
Well, that's
the problem.
That's Wiseman's problem.
So
Weissman could never get any receipts.
We didn't get credit cards. They took away company credit cards.
So Mark, here's a funny story, and if you've heard it on my podcast with who was it? It wasn't Wiseman. It was oh my God, I'm drawing a complete blank right now.
One of the
the guy whose dad is freaking Led Zeppelin's manager. Come on.
Guy who what?
His dad was Led Zeppelin's manager. Come on. Why
That's
can't I
pretty
remember
tricky,
his name?
too.
No, come on. Oh my God.
Are you trying to think of Mickey Kirbishley and
Yes.
Who? It's the
Yes.
Who, not Led Zeppelin.
No, the Who. No, but he also managed Led Zeppelin or Jimmy Page or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But anyways, Mickey Kirbishley's on my.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm really tired, so I'm having brain farts here. But Mickey Kirbishley was on my podcast, and he he went over to Australia to apply for a job with Verilight. And the person who was interviewing him was John Wiseman. And this was when Wiseman was still actively in the sport of, you know,
Everything.
inhaling, eating, taking, drinking, whatever came his direction, right? He was a wild man. And so Wiseman said, hey, I'm about to go diving. You want to come with me? And he goes, diving? And he goes, yeah, scuba diving. Come on, it'll be fun. And so Wiseman
How can you
gets
do blow
all-
underwater?
Wiseman gets all completely wasted, messed up before actually going out to do it. And so they're in the water, and Wiseman gets sick, vomits in his mask, or in his regulator, and so it's all squirting out the sides and everything, right? So now all these fish are attacking them to eat this stuff that's coming out of Wiseman, right?
Gibbles.
So they're freaking out because they're
Weissman
wasted.
chum. It's Weissman chum.
They're freaking out. So they're like, we got to get to the surface, and they stand up. They're in like less than waist deep water, like about 10 feet from the shore, and all these kids are horrified. You know, they thought they were way out in the middle of the ocean, but they're right next to the beach. You know, and oh my God, it's so typical of a John Wiseman story.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, how'd we get to Wiseman?
It was my fault.
Yeah.
It's all about
Way to go, Mark.
horrible expense reports.
Yeah.
It started with
Report,
expense report.
nightmare.
I've never seen
So-
fish high or hallucinating.
What's that?
I said I've never seen fish or aquatic life drunk or high or hallucinating. That would have been quite a
Yeah, right. Oh, there's no way you could, you know, chow on something coming out of Wiseman and not get contact high of some sort. Yeah.
He's like the guy who's putting all the LSD in the rivers from peeing in the water.
Yeah.
I was saying, unless it went through him, no.
So I have another funny expense report story that actually involved Griff Palmer, who's on this Zoom call right now. So when I went to work for High End, I think it was my first week there. I think it might have been my first day there. And so I flew into Austin, and we had meetings and stuff, and the guys all invited me out. And there was a couple of German guys there, I think, or something, or maybe it was Harry from, or no, what's his name? The guy from Canada. Anyways, there was a bunch of people that ended up going out to dinner and to an establishment of some sort. And so, you know, I go into the office. I, of course, get stuck with the bill at the end of the night. They're all like, oh, no, just put it on yours. Just put on yours. No problem. Just put on yours. And it's Mokri and it's Burroughs and whoever else is there. And so, of course, I pay for everything. And a couple of days later in the big sales meeting we had, I think it was Griff who introduced a new rule where you could only spend X amount of dollars per guest that was at the venue or place or meal with you. Is that how it went, Griff? Something like that? Yeah, that was my fault. It was only my fault for taking the fall for all of them. Like, one of the things I learned from my ex-wife in the record business was that you split credit cards. So everybody puts in, you know, if the bill for dinner is $3,000, you put in 6 credit cards. So it's only 500. That's in big companies. When you're in a company with 100 employees, they catch that pretty quickly. You know, they're like, wait, didn't I just see that restaurant 5 other times same night?
Yeah, it's still much slicker.
Chris, you have to have some stories because nobody eats as much expensive sushi as you.
Yeah, I have some good stories, and I've actually split expenses on my own credit cards.
That's funny. And then delayed putting them in.
And then delayed putting them in.
Right.
Marcel, I got yelled at because of Chris's expense account once.
Chris,
I'm like, well, why am I getting yelled at? They're like, you were at the meal, you're both getting yelled at. I was like, come on.
I'm fairly certain that I've helped Chris split credit cards.
That's funny.
I mean, listen,
Chris,
it's
you've done
work.
some
I'm
damage.
repping you guys.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Fancy.
There you go. That's got to be worth a dinner.
That's a dinner right there.
You
Dinner
just
and
think
for
all
what?
the money that we're saving by not being at LDI this week,
Yeah, I'd
that
still
all the
rather be there.
companies are saving.
I'd still rather
Yeah,
be at LDI.
I'd rather be there too.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of manufacturers on this call that are.
This will be
Awfully
the
happy
time
that we're
they
not.
actually figure out the ratios, because normally you bring in X amount of dollars at LDI and you spend X amount percentage of that. Now we're just not going to get either one.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, Chris, you got to tell him. I mean, last Friday, I was happy to buy Chris dinner in which he served me rubber in salt water. I still don't know what the hell that was, my friend. But you know, it was some of the most disgusting foods I've ever
It wasn't
eaten.
a tomato. It wasn't
Oh.
a tomato, Greg.
Yeah, don't let Chris take you to a sushi bar in West Los Angeles. Definitely.
Oh, it's way worse in New York.
No,
Jesus.
it's not. Chris has some great places in New York.
I know, but unless you're paying the bill. I remember getting invited to go to dinner with Chris in New York, and it cost me about freaking $1,500 or something.
He's like Santa Claus. It freezes with his smile and
No, he's like a reverse Santa Claus. He's like a reverse Santa Claus. Hey, let's do this thing. It'll be fun.
Greg got up easy compared to that going the blue ribbon, that's for sure.
So
I'll never got smart guys enough.
You must
and
be in, oh.
PJ was the head of sales at the time of Martin, and he picked up the $8,000 bill or whatever it was. The guys were ordering. He invited a bunch of the shop guys, and they were all ordering $15 beers and downing them in 8 seconds.
Jesus.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Where is PJ now? Is he AC lighting or something?
I believe so.
Yeah, PJ's at AC.
West Coast AC. Yeah, he's off easy, man. We gotta drag him out.
Yeah, I don't know what's easy anymore in this business today. I'm hearing so much about all these shows and stuff starting to happen though, like Kiss in Dubai and for New Year's. What else? I just heard another pretty big one that's in November. I heard a fairly big, like a one-off show in November. I can't remember what it was.
Hey, are the Brits still doing their sort of Live Aid thing for us? Our kind?
No, not that I'm aware of. Steve Warren, do you know
I
anything?
haven't heard any more news on that. I mean,
Yeah.
what happened last week is I managed to bring together a guy who heads up a group of nightclubs. There's a sort of association of nightclubs that's been put together looking at how to do their own testing for clubs. And I've put him in touch with Gary, who, in fact, we went out and the nightclub owner just got the two of us completely legless. I mean, it was staggering home. But before that, I think we got some good stuff out in the meeting. And I think, in fact, I was writing him to him today to try and sort of remember some of what we agreed. But basically, just to join forces on, if we make events, are going to do these testing gigs they were aiming for them at the end of November. So if we could do some of them within clubs as well. So that was the idea there. And I think that's going forward.
Can't you just open the club and call it testing?
Again?
Can't you just open the club and call it testing and have everybody register who buys a ticket?
Well, I think it takes so long to get any of the local authorities to agree with that. I have to say this meeting is completely, I've spent this whole meeting, where's Matt Grumsky? That fucking story about the Daily Mail. I've been through every page on the Daily Mail. They're going to inject us with shit. I'm still here. It's on my other screen. You have to send me a link, my friend, because you got me shaking.
No. There was
That's-
it was something for I read it somewhere. It was an article about they're testing vaccines and they're going to willingly inject, like people are going to willingly get injected with the coronavirus.
I heard it on like CBS National News this morning.
Got
I heard
that.
the same thing.
Y'all, oh damn, I can't.
I
virtual.
keep
I got
looking.
it. I'll send here.
Oh, well done. Yes, please.
So I don't know if y'all saw this, but apparently the Mercedes-Benz Superdome went red on the 20th for red alert.
Hey!
It just took them a couple months, but
They
That's
just
hilarious.
got the email, Matt. They just got the email.
oh, they just got it. Okay.
Yeah, they just got the email.
Who is it? Who is our guy down in
Ray, he's here.
Things happen a little slower in New Orleans.
They're all drunk all the time.
Yeah, we had 15 different people claim that they talked to the Superdome to make it red, and then I walked outside. I was among the 15 people, and I walked outside, and the Superdome wasn't red. So
Yeah, no, my friend who lives in NOLA it's on the NOLA News Instagram page.
Oh, that
Great,
makes-
let's put it on our Facebook page anyway. Better
It's
late
done.
than never.
It says the Mercedes-Benz Superdome is lit in red, signifying a red alert to help bring the attention to millions of unemployed workers who are the backbone of meetings, conventions, sporting, theatrical events, weddings, festivals, and trade shows. Tuesday, October 20th, 2020.
I think someone just listened to their voicemail.
I guess my advertising campaign didn't work very well.
Hey, all, I actually just received a text from Strickland saying that he's going to pop in a minute with a quick update. So should be here momentarily.
Kind of nice to have him end the call instead of start it for change.
Yeah.
Hey, Marcel,
So-
speaking of the Superdome, we just did a big projection out there on the Superdome for politics. Some kind of a political sign on a Mach 3 shooting from half a mile away, so it's pretty cool.
Go
Just
figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mac 3 is an awesome light. Don't you make fun of it.
No,
I'll drop one on you.
The one time
It is a boat anchor. That is a boat anchor. Stop it.
The one
I
time
will drop one on you.
The one
I
time
dropped one on myself. I never want to do it again.
Okay, everyone, 1 minute. Michael, welcome. Welcome to the call. And I know you're in a big hurry and you've got 8 billion things going on. So
No.
I appreciate you jumping in.
Sorry. Chair needs adjusting.
You caught us at the end of the call when we're all drunk and happy already. So
Yeah. We decided to end the calls with you instead of starting them with you. That way we're drunk by the time you deliver the bad news.
I don't know if it's bad news, but it's news. I guess in a nutshell, some of you probably know this, but they didn't actually vote yesterday. They did a procedural vote, and they voted to see who wanted to table the vote and not vote. And it's a backwards vote because in their mind, whoever would vote to table it would vote against it, and whoever would vote not to table it would vote for it. And it ended up 40-57. And the 57 people were largely Republicans. There were 5 Democrats that crossed the aisle, and all 40 of the noes were Democrats. And that signaled to them that, this will never pass because we're only going to get 57 votes. And the way it works is once you vote on a proposed bill, it is dead until you alter it or amend it. So it's still laying there and it can be voted on, but they just knew that it wouldn't pass. So then today's bill, that bigger bill, obviously didn't pass because they didn't get bipartisan support to get to 60 votes. They did actually vote on that. Oddly enough, it is the HEALS Act that they voted on a month ago, but they made revisions to it, insignificant revisions, and it once again didn't pass, but they had no expectation of it passing. And that leads us to, okay, where are we now, even as we speak? And that's what I was doing. I just got off the phone, Marcel. Mnuchin and Pelosi are still talking. The White House has moved a long way toward the $2 trillion mark. The hiccup seems to be there is a laundry list of there's the money, and then there's what's in the bill. There's a laundry list of things that the Senate is not comfortable with. Money for undocumented immigrants, money for all kinds of arts and science things, a lot of money for cities, but they're not that far apart on the money for cities. But there's a lot of just weird things that are in the House bill, or what you would call the Democratic bill, that the Republicans just aren't comfortable with. So it's less about money and more about what the money's going to. And I've got a couple of quotes I'm going to send you, because the good news is that both the individuals, Mnuchin and Pelosi, are talking positively, and they do believe they're going to get there. That's the good news. The bad news is the Senate will never pass it. The Senate will never pass it because it's $2 trillion. And there are enough senators that do not want to spend $2 trillion for anything, that I don't believe the Senate will pass it. Now, if you listen to the White House, they have said repeatedly that they'll get the Senate support and get the bill passed. And again, they know a lot more about it than I do. I do know that, and this is not a secret, Senator Lee, Senator Cruz, Senator Paul, just several senators that just don't want to spend any money. Rubio, those people to me are pretty hard nosed, and I've been in contact with them and their offices nonstop, and they're pretty hard nosed on anything really above 500 billion. So if you had to ask my opinion is they're going to get this worked out, but I just don't see it passing the Senate. And you know, you may say, what's it all about? And I don't know the answer to what I'm about to tell you, but the Democrats feel like it will lay at the feet of the Republicans if it fails, and the Republicans feel like it will lay at the feet of the Democrats if it fails. And you know, I don't know. The only way we find out whose feet it lays at is on election day. And but in between now and then, that's really what they're all worrying about. As I've put before, it's all political posturing. And I took 3 phone calls today from people that for whatever reason believe that they just don't know our plight. Well, they know our plight. They know our plight real well. And to show you the power of having a good lobby and PACs that donate money, late last night, when the proposed Senate bill was not yet voted on, the one that I sent you in the email, a number of people on the House side said, we've got issues, and one of the issues is you haven't taken care of the restaurant people, which is clearly a carve out, and it's a $120 billion carve out. So, but the mere fact that those in the House would bring that up at that moment, there were bigger issues, but again, they've gotten a lot of support and a lot of money from the restaurant lobby. Again, nothing we can do about that now. That's a forward-looking thing for us to work toward in the future. But that's kind of where it sits right now. And again, if you had to ask my opinion, what's going to happen, I think they're going to work through to a bill. I think that the House will pass it. I think it will go to the Senate, and I think it will die in the Senate. And there is an opportunity between this Friday and next Friday to yet again do something. And I'm not ruling that out, but it does seem that the leadership, both sets of leadership, are kind of dug into different things. And not only does it leave us and other business people like us stuck where we are, it also leaves, I'll say 60% of the rank and file in the House and the Senate upset because they think it's going to negatively impact their chances for re-election. And how true that is, who knows? And again, the one name I've given you before that I can share because he's been public with it is Representative Cooper from Nashville. And he's just absolutely sure he could lose his seat absent some relief. And again, I don't know. I don't delve into the races and who's ahead and who's not ahead. But I know I've talked to a lot of House members, certainly, and largely Democratic, that are extraordinarily afraid of losing their seat absent some relief. So I guess the one thing we have to cling to at this point in time is, again, the continuing political pressure from the rank and file on both sets of leadership to get something done. And that's kind of where we are at this moment.
Hey, Michael, I read an article that Mitch McConnell told the White House not to strike a deal because it's going to interfere with the voting of the Supreme Court justice. Have you heard anything?
Yeah, that's public. He said that publicly, and he also publicly said anything that's given to him, he will pass to the Senate. So he said, whatever you hand me, I'll pass to the Senate. Well, I can tell you from talking to all those folks, it's kind of like saying to somebody 5 foot tall, go ahead and play in the NBA, see how it works out. You know, I mean, he knows it'll never pass the Senate, so there's no danger in him passing it to the Senate. And you may say, well, why would he pass it to the Senate? That way he doesn't suffer any political damage for not having passed it to the Senate. But yeah, he's not behind it. And something I shared with, I know I shared this with this group 2 months ago, and I'm not playing politics, I'm just telling you facts. Mitch McConnell was the most powerful Republican in the United States the last 4 years of Obama's presidency. It's a position he enjoys. He wouldn't mind being the most powerful Republican in the United States again. And the only way he becomes the most powerful Republican is if the president loses. And he's really okay with that.
How about if he loses?
What's that?
Can't. What about if McConnell loses? He's up for re-election.
Yeah, but he's solid. He's just as solid as Pelosi is. Now, that doesn't mean they keep the Senate, but either way, if they lose the Senate, he's still the most powerful Republican in Washington. And that's one of the, if you notice when he was gone for the first 6-8 weeks of this, he just stepped back and wanted to watch the train wreck. And what I'm telling you is not an opinion. I've gotten that from a number of Republican legislators that Trump's agenda is to get reelected. McConnell's agenda is to become the most powerful Republican in the United States, and those two things can't both happen.
Right.
I don't understand because why they would vote for him in Kentucky. They say that it's like the 45th state in education, health, welfare, literacy. Why do people vote for him?
Incumbents win.
Incumbents win, but also something that you're probably not aware of, Ellen. Tennessee is 44th in the nation in education. Kentucky is, I think, 49th. If you take Shelby County out of Tennessee, which is Memphis, if you remove Memphis from the state of Tennessee, we go from 44th to 6th in education. The same thing's true in Kentucky. In Kentucky, if you remove 3 counties in the southeastern portion of Kentucky, it's up around Harlan, Kentucky, in the coal mine area. If you remove those 3 counties, they move from 49th to mid-pack. I don't know what they moved to, so.
I just had an idea. How about like red alert, remove the government? Red alert, coup. Red alert, let's make a coup and take
we'll
over
start
the
with
government.
Dearson's armory, and that's enough for everyone, right?
I'm
Oh,
sure that
now
would work
everybody
out.
wants my gun.
Hey.
Caring is caring.
I didn't want your guns.
let me throw this out there because, and I may have already thrown it out there, I don't know. Somebody sent me an email 10 days ago and suggested that we get a large number of buses and trucks to form a caravan to DC. Did I mention this?
No.
The problem is, could we all on November the 6th go to DC in buses and trucks and circle the White House or whatever one does? Sure, you could, but then you're asking the truck companies are okay because they shifted to freight. The bus companies are just devastated. Do we do something like that? Because I think that would be huge. Now, another play would be to do that in Nashville because there's so many bus and truck companies in Nashville. They wouldn't have to go far. But in terms of a visibility thing, if we had 200 or 300 trucks and or buses in DC, I don't know the route or where one would go, but think of the confusion we could create. But then you're asking the truck and bus companies to spend a lot of money on fuel.
circle the mall and drive right up to the houses, Capitol Hill. That'll do it.
Or just park outside Mitch McConnell's house and run the generators.
The solution, the solution is a simple one. Solution is a simple one. Get rid of, only allow people to serve 2 terms, okay? And they can only go up. If you think of a pyramid, okay, from local politics all the way up to the president of the United States, if people are only allowed to serve 2 terms at any level, can never move laterally. You can't be a city commissioner in one city, move to another city, and become a city commissioner there. You can only move up the ladder. If that was the case, then the cream will rise to the top. The best people will rise to the top. And, only one person's going to make it to the president at any given point. If you want to make a career out of politics, you either have to do what the people want or you won't have a job, and that's it. And if we governed like they did in England, as far as politicking goes, in England, you're not even allowed to campaign until 6 weeks before an election. As a result, guess what? Politicians actually work until 6 weeks before. They don't start campaigning the day after they get elected. And that's the problem with this country, is that they're campaigning all the time. They're fundraising and campaigning all the time. In England, they don't allow that. I think Canada might have the same.
Well, I think term limits for sure. I have no idea why we're sitting in 2020 and we don't have term limits on.
The fact that we have a Pelosi, a McConnell, a Schumer, and any of those,
it's ridiculous.
Anybody over 70 years
Biden.
old should be in retirement.
Well, again, the reason we're there is who makes those rules? Oh, it's the people in Congress.
Yeah.
You're never going to change the rules.
Yeah, you're never going to change that. Like, that's not happening.
Well, if enough people sign petitions that they want to see the rules change, then it goes on the ballot. It becomes something where the Americans get to vote on it. The people get to vote on it. If we get enough people to agree to it and sign petitions, then politicians don't have a choice. They're told. And furthermore, I think that a politician should only earn what the equivalent average income is in the area that they represent. That'll guarantee people will move on.
They make the rules, make rules against themselves.
Yeah.
Well,
the other thing is
opinion here.
No, but if you only pay $50,000 for, politicians, for example, you're gonna, like, what kind of people are we gonna have running our country now?
People who do it because they want to do it, they want to be good, they want to be helpful, and then they want to get on with their lives. They don't want to make careers out of it. We don't need career politicians.
Really great people don't necessarily want to, work for $40,000 or $50,000 a year at I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, if you're really good at your job, you should be able to make a high salary doing it, right? I don't have a problem with the salary they earn. I don't think it's outrageous. I just think it's outrageous that they can earn it for 40 years or 50 years. This is stupid. This.
They earn
I mean,
it for life. Forget 40 or 50 years. Their salary is for life.
After only one term. Now that's disgusting.
No, I don't think that's true.
It's one term in the Senate, 2 terms in the House.
Right.
Yeah, and then you make 150 grand a year for life, and you don't have to be reelected into office.
It's all very nice, but what can we do now?
Vote. That's it. Vote.
As I said, Marcel.
Well, what does that do for you? I mean, regardless of who you vote for, what's going to change?
I apologize. I get my Zoom calls mixed up, but I think it was a Zoom call we were on yesterday, Marcel. In terms of how this sets us up moving forward, the best possible thing that could have happened for Restart was nothing happening. Because had they passed PPP alone, they could have said about Restart, well, look, no, we helped business. We gave them another tranche of PPP. If indeed by this Friday or next Friday, nothing at all happens, the case for Restart becomes better. And supposedly we picked up two more House members today. We picked up 2 Friday night, and supposedly we picked up 2 today. And I continue to have those conversations, and it's continuing to be worked on. So I don't think anybody's given up. It's just that there was no point in trying to advance Restart between this Monday and probably next Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the sad thing is though, I had another 2 conversations today, one with a company who's already closed and is looking to liquidate, and another conversation with a company that has just rented out a warehouse just to move all their inventory into, and they're closing their office building and stuff and want to liquidate their inventory starting in the next couple of weeks. So, I don't know if like, okay, so if we're guaranteed restart, let's say in December, which absolutely is not the case, I know companies that aren't going to make it till December or November.
I know a lot of them.
Yeah. It's sad. It's sad.
And I do believe they're going to do something. It's just that they're not on our time schedule.
No.
And the
they're on
only
their
time
own.
schedule they're on is the re-election, November 3rd. So if we don't get something next week, it's not going to come before the election, obviously.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's friggin' depressing.
But today's not over. I mean,
No.
today they could, I have a written list I could send you of the items within the proposed House bill that are absolutely, when you look at it, it's 30 items. They have nothing to do with COVID.
That's the part that drives me crazy. Like, why? Why do we have to try and get those things paid for now?
But that's kind of the point, and that's what they're arguing about. If those things were pulled out, none of them are very big. Isn't it funny we say nothing's very big when it's $200 million, but when you're talking billions, it's a small number. But if you pull all of those things out, what the Senate has said, they don't object not so much to the money as they do. There's more money for the Kennedy Center. And I'm not saying there should or shouldn't be. I'm just saying that's one of the things they object to. There's money for the Arts Council. There's money for the Humanities Council. There's and so on and so forth. Things that directly are not related to COVID or COVID relief. And there's money for the Railroad Pension Fund, just because it's underwater.
Jesus.
Things of that nature.
What about the airlines?
There's money for the airlines in there, but again, it's still funny that the airline money just completely dissipated 2 days ago.
Yeah, it is weird. Very
Other than
weird.
it could emerge in this, what I'm calling a hybrid bill, because as I'm told, it's going to be some stuff from Heroes and some stuff from Heels. And what they're working on now is 2 things: the top line or the top cost, and that seems to be 2 trillion. And the other thing is to not include the things that offend the other side. And as I'm told right now, the only thing that offends the House is the liability issue. And my advice to my friends in the Congress is we can deal with the liability issue in December, in January, much as you can with some of these other issues.
Yeah.
But
I
again, I'm
also
not in
heard
charge.
that it's like the verbiage, like there was verbiage in terms of testing, tracing, and all that other stuff where it was, it's the difference between will
May and shall.
Yeah.
There was a lot of mays that the House wanted to be shalls, because a may doesn't make you do it, a shall does.
Yeah.
And I think they've gotten through all of that.
Well, it was funny that they agreed on it and then they struck it out. Like they verbally agreed to it and then they struck it out like a couple days later. It's just bizarre. It's like they're not really communicating.
Well, and the most bizarre thing, Matt, was 6 weeks ago, both sides agreed to write out $500 billion for cities. And now the Senate is back at 350 and the House is at 438 or 483. I forget. They're not that far apart. It's just a few $1 billion.
Yeah. Peanuts. I remember when 500 billion was a lot of money. Yeah.
But my opinion, I think they'll get there on the city money. I don't think the House will ever relent on the liability. I just don't. And
well, they want to follow OSHA rule. They want it to be like, basically the Senate wants it to be that you can't sue at all, right? And that's
absent gross negligence.
Okay. And then what the House wants is to follow like OSHA rules, it seems like, which is more worker liability protection, right? Is that
Well, they just want no legal protection from a lawsuit, that's all. Yes, you would follow OSHA.
How much money do we need for gas to storm Washington?
Yeah.
It's a serious
Not much.
question. Does 10 grand do
Careful,
it?
the Zoom police
Grand
may
do
be
it?
listening.
Yeah. Yeah. We might get banned from the planet.
Please,
Because you said that.
I put prices
if
on
anyone's
people's heads on
listening, they're
Facebook.
Chinese.
How much money do we need?
Probably need about 25 to 50 grand to produce an event like that. I mean, as far as, just the show of force, bringing all the buses and the personnel and things.
You're actually taking Patrick's request seriously. That's funny.
No, but seriously,
I think he is serious.
It is the way to do it.
If we think
Yeah.
that this is going to be the thing that makes the statement,
Yeah.
how much do we need? It's a pretty
I
simple
don't think
fucking
I don't
formula.
think they're listening to any statements. I mean, it just doesn't seem there's so many agendas at play here. It's ridiculous. I'm so friggin' fed up with the government. It's just pathetic. These people are pathetic. The fact that they've had how many months to negotiate this, and here they are drawing lines in the sand and then going, okay, well, we'll step over this line and we'll wait another day and we'll and they can't get a deal done because they don't want to, because they have their own agendas in play. They want to be reelected. It's bottom line.
Yep.
So
That'd be surprising if they didn't get reelected.
I can tell you firsthand, that's what a lot of them are worried about in the House. A lot of them,
yeah.
both sides of the aisle, but the Democratic House members are more vocal about it. And again, I don't know why I didn't tunnel into that, but
I mean, this is just such a blatant fuck you to the people of the United States, and how people cannot be wholly offended by this is just beyond me. I mean, I'm disgusted by all of this dancing and posturing. Go to a fucking square dance if you want to dance.
But
With our money.
Marcia, remember 25 years ago when they caught Mayor Marion Barry in Washington, D.C. with cocaine and hookers, and he went to prison, and then they reelected him?
Yeah, which just goes to show you that my fear is not in the legislative branch. It's the people that are voting these assholes in and keep
John
voting.
Weissman for
Means there's
president.
hope for all of us that we can all get elected, regardless of our pasts.
Yeah, I guess.
I think we'd be some pretty damn good Congress people. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what, though? The thing is, we would make shit happen, okay? Because that's what we do. That's what our business does.
Well,
we
it certainly
get
would turn the
things done.
government on its ear because they don't know how
Yeah.
to make a goddamn thing happen.
Yeah, but can we get anybody to vote for us?
I'll ask one more time. How much gas money do we need?
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Pearson, the name you
I
can
want to
trust.
nominate Dearson right now to Senator
what?
for Nevada.
Hey, Dearson, basically it's all the money you've made on your mods, your little mod pods. That's what we need.
Jumper, you're up.
Yeah, nothing yet. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Patrick, the video that you posted like a 10-second video on your story. Where's the rest of that video?
It's on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, you got to click on it.
Oh, I didn't see it. I
Yeah.
just saw like the little clip.
Yeah, if you click on that, it'll go to the.
Should take you to the post.
I got to learn how to use social media better, I guess.
I'll text you the link. How's that?
Please.
Slap
Thank
it
you.
in the chat.
I'll share
Patrick,
it.
what are you doing that you're all masked up?
We're loading in right now into a sound stage. We've got a corporate show going in for another virtual taping that'll happen in a few weeks.
Well, you did something with us last week, right? With OSA.
Yeah. We had a couple of things. We had we just Dell World went public this morning, so we shot Dell World in Boston about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Then we did Austin the week after that, and then we had you guys up in Seattle for T-Mobile's about to make an announcement that'll come out in a couple of weeks.
And then Rod McLaughlin pops into my office the other day. That
Well,
was
as he
great.
should. He was right here in town.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him in, well, I used to work with him in Norm and when he was back being a lighting guy instead of a
Oh, yeah, that's right.
content guy. But yeah, it was great to see him.
Something got very noisy. That's probably Patrick.
I'm sorry. They got an air handler right by me.
Anyone else have any questions for Michael? No. Then I think we're done. I'm going to dinner.
Just to say thank you to Michael for all that you
Thanks.
do, really, Michael.
Thank you.
Michael, you're really a awesome source of info and help on this. I just wish that they would stop dancing and start acting.
Well, they can stop. They can stop dancing, but I'm not going to stop pushing. So.
No, we appreciate it.
Thanks for what you do, Michael. Really appreciate it.
Yes, Michael. Don't let it beat you down. I know we all get the fucking bad days.
It hasn't.
Keep
It
the
hasn't.
faith. You have been an inspiration in keeping the faith, because God knows all of us have been hitting those points where we just want to roll over and die.
It's a challenge now.
You're keeping us going. I know, and it's that last 20% of the push that is everything.
Absolutely.
Takes 80%
Michael,
of
I
the
have,
effort.
I have one last question, Michael. How
Yes.
the hell did Ryan Tannehill go to the Tennessee Titans and become like a superstar when he was shit on the Dolphins?
Because the Dolphins are not very good.
Hey,
Oh, sorry.
settle down, son.
It was shit when he was a Dolphin.
Offensive
Michael.
garbage.
Hey, wait a sec. We beat the Jets. What was it? 24-0, baby.
Everyone beats
Jets.
No, but it doesn't matter. That's our Super Bowl. We beat the Jets. 24-0.
You can go to hell, Marcel. Go to hell.
I mean, I will.